Hi, my name is Mary Becker. I'm here in Seattle, Washington, and I have a couple jobs. Actually, one, I work at a memory and brain wellness center at a local hospital called Harborview, and I also work at Seattle Parks and Recreation. I'm doing recreation programs for older adults, especially people with dementia. So to begin with, I do want to say hi to Krista. I met Krista back several years ago when I was doing my master's in social work, and I did a trip focused on healthy aging in Switzerland, and we also made it into Germany. So hi, Krista. So back to my focus again is on aging and especially dementia and cognitive impairment. I want to talk about two different projects that I've been involved in that help promote healthy aging, especially among persons living with dementia. The first project is through Seattle Parks and Recreation and involves engaging with a lot of different community partners to set up programs that celebrate the strengths of persons who live with dementia and invite them to take part in things like creative arts, like physical fitness programs, like social programs, and like volunteering in the community. We have a term for it, for this kind of overall movement or idea. It's called momentia, which sounds like dementia, but momentia really with the idea being living in the moment and celebrating what's possible right here in the moment and staying engaged with life, being creative, being connected in community. So just to give you some examples of programs like that, there's maybe two examples I'll give. One, there's a volunteer program that happens on a farm here in South Seattle, where persons living with memory loss work together with others in the community to help volunteer in the farm, planting, weeding, harvesting, and so through that program they're engaging with nature, they're being outside in the sun, and they're connecting with other people in the community, and they're also having a sense of being able to contribute or give back, and not just be served themselves, but recognize they still have a lot to offer. Maybe another program I'll mention is we do a watercolor painting class that happens outside in park spaces. So again, bringing together people who live with dementia to spend time, not necessarily trying to create a perfect finished product, but spending time in the moment, enjoying being in nature, painting and seeing the colors on the page, and connecting with other people. So again, this idea of staying engaged with life, that living with dementia doesn't need to mean being isolated and feeling like you're less than or that you don't have anything to give anymore, but recognizing you can still stay active and be creative and connected with other people. The other project I want to talk about is through here, the Memory and Brain Wellness Center at this local hospital I work at. And it's a project, a program for people living with mild cognitive impairment. It's a 2-week program that focuses on kind of helping enhance all aspects of life, where they do cognitive, like brain training on the computer, they do yoga, they do a support group with others living with mild cognitive impairment, they have health education, and then they also learn how to use a calendar to keep track of all important information that they might come across, and also get cues to build the habit to use the calendar to always retrieve that information also. So it's meant to really focus on building that habit where people living with mild cognitive impairment still have a lot of that capacity to build habit memory or procedural memory that can help them maybe maintain, it does help maintain their quality of life and their functioning for a longer period of time. So when I think about these two projects and I think about nursing students or future nurses and think about why are these things important to nursing students or people who will be nurses, I think about, especially knowing that so many more people are going to be diagnosed with dementia or cognitive impairment as we move forward. throughout the world, more and more people are being diagnosed. It can be a very hard diagnosis to live with because there's no cure. And so programs like these two projects that I mentioned, the one about staying engaged in community and also the one about enhancing your skills and really focusing on the capacity that is maintained in your brain to help with your functioning in life, those are the sorts of things that can provide a sense of hope to people or to patients that you may have in the future, to say, yes, life might be different. I'm going to be living with something that maybe I wouldn't have chosen, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be different, but I know that there are ways where I can still stay engaged. I can still be who I am, and I can help kind of cope and overcome some of the challenges that I might experience, and still maintain a life in community where it's not about. I like to say it's not about living. It's not about dying with the disease. It's about living with dementia. So just thinking about how we can, in the healthcare field, how we can provide hope to our patients who are living with dementia and wanting to live well. Thank you.